veterans, parents, friends, teachers, fellow students, Mrs. Keys, and district administrators to our 6th Annual Veterans Day Celebration Assembly. To the veterans who we are honoring today, thank you for taking the time to join us this morning. We are thankful for your service and dedication to our country and are forever grateful for the sacrifice you have made.
At this time, if you are able, please rise for the presentation of the colors followed by the Pledge of Allegiance and the Star-Spangled Banner. Mr. Greenwald, please take it away.
Thank you. Color Guard, attention. Color Guard, advance. Scout salute. Color Guard, halt. Please join me in the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Color Guard, post the colors. Color Guard, dismissed. You may be seated. Thank you.
Good morning, students, staff, families, and honored guests. Today we gather to honor a group of remarkable individuals who have shown incredible courage, dedication, and sacrifice, our veterans. Veterans Day is a special occasion when we take time to recognize those who have served in the armed forces to protect our freedoms and our way of life. I would like to extend a heartfelt welcome to all veterans in attendance today. We are incredibly grateful for your service. You have faced many challenges, and your bravery inspires us all. Your commitment to our country is a powerful reminder of the values of courage, integrity, and selflessness. Thank you for joining us today. As we reflect on the meaning of this day, let's remember that honoring our veterans is not just about saying thank you today. It's about showing our appreciation every day. We can do this by being kind, standing up for what is right, and supporting those around us. Each of you has the power to make a difference in our community and carry forward the values our veterans fought to protect. Thank you all for being here today to honor these wonderful veterans with respect and gratitude.
So you are probably sitting there thinking, what does it really mean to be a veteran? Well, thankfully, second grade has put together an acrostic poem about what they believe it means to be a veteran. Now, for those of you who have not been in school for the last decade or so, an acrostic poem is a poem where the first letter in each line of the poem spells a word. In this poem, the word they will be spelling is veteran. Take it away, Ava, take it away. V is for valiantly fighting for our freedom. E is for eager to protect and serve. E is for the true American heroes you are. E is for exceptional and experienced men and women. R is for reliable and ready to protect our nation. A is for America's pride. N is for noble and brave. S is for special heroes in our hearts. We thank you for your service. Thank you, second grade. That was an excellent acrostic poem about our veterans. You know how old the American flag is? It turns out that the first Continental Congress adopted the stars and the stripes on their flag on June 14, 1777. That's a really long time ago. Miss McDonald's class is going to be singing a song all about our grand old flag. The stars and the stripes were originally written for stage music for 1906 by George M. Coleman. This song is still fairly popular today, often getting performed at various patriotic events across the country. Hope you enjoy your grand old flag.
Thank you.
Veterans Day means to them. Each student got the chance to share their own personal Veterans Day story, as well as talk about how Veterans Day impacts their lives. The first student that will be sharing an essay with us today is Abby Whitmore from Miss Ashburn's class. Abby, what does Veterans Day mean to you?
What Veterans Day means to me. Veterans Day means many important things to me. Veterans Day is a day that we celebrate to honor all those who have served for our united country. Veterans Day is celebrated on November 11th every year. This day is so important because it is the day that World War I ended. All the American military forces, such as the Army, Air Force, Navy, Marines, and Coast Guard, helped to protect our country and have risked their own lives and safety for our freedom. Some symbols of Veterans Day are poppy flowers, medals, and military uniforms. All of these symbols show remembrance, bravery, and courage to honor all our veterans. To me, veterans means remembrance. Veterans Day is a day that we celebrate to honor and remember those who have risked their lives for our country's freedom. It takes a lot of courage, bravery, and dedication to fight and take big risks. That is the reason why we should remember all those heroes who had enough bravery to take major chances. It is crazy to think that we have all these remarkable people fighting for our freedom and safety. We should also remember to be grateful for all our daring warriors. Veterans Day also means courage to me. All our veterans have so much courage for doing all the things they do. It also takes a lot of courage to sacrifice yourself and fight for our whole country. If we didn't have our veterans, we would not be who we are today. All of our veterans' dedication and hard work shows that they are fighters who have so much courage and bravery. All our veterans had to go through so much, and you have to have a lot of courage to do so. Veterans Day is truly a very special day full of courage, bravery, and remembrance. We should all remember and honor all those who took daring risks. All our veterans are heroes, and we should always thank them for their services and sacrifices. Veterans Day is a day of gratitude that we all should show to our veterans. Veterans Day is a very important and amazing holiday full of honor.
Our next performer today is going to be making his NWB piano debut, performing a mashup of two of the most famous patriotic songs ever, Stars and Stripes Forever in America. Both of these songs are familiar to many in your songs, will no doubt be blown off thanks to the talented Ryland Pagano. Good luck, Ryland. Thank you, Ryan. That was really awesome. The second essay that will be read by a fifth grade student today will be Matthew Greenwald from Mrs. Lovejoy's class. I can't wait to hear what Veterans Day means to him. Let's welcome Matthew to the podium.
What Veterans Day Means to Me by Matthew Greenwald. Veterans Day is a national annual holiday when we honor the men and women who served in the U.S. Armed Forces. Veterans Day is on the 11th hour and 11th day, 11th month. Ways you can celebrate Veterans Day is by having a moment of silence, going to Veterans Day parade, visiting a monument of all the soldiers who served in wars. What Veterans Day means to me is celebrating the branches of the U.S. military and the people in them. When I think of Veterans Day, I think of loyalty, perseverance, grit, and all the soldiers who lost their lives. Veterans Day means sacrifices that soldiers make to protect our country and our safety. Veterans Day means bravery to me because you had to go into very dangerous situations very quickly, and you need to be brave to do that. Another thing I think of when I think of Veterans Day is honor because serving our country is a very big honor. Veterans Day also means memorial to me. I think of soldiers' families, the fear of their loved one not coming home. I think serving the U.S. Armed Forces will be a hard and grueling experience. It would also be mentally hard because you can't see your family or friends to get dismissed. And who knows if you'll ever get dismissed. So thank you, Veterans Day, for your service and commitment, and this is what Veterans Day means to me.
Thank you, Matthew. Have you ever wondered what a poem about living in America would sound like in a rap style? No? I guess no one else has wondered that either, but that didn't seem to stop Mr. Feast from writing this rap anyways. Miss Cimarron's class will be performing this original rap title Here in America. It is pretty hip and definitely cool, or as I planned with Mr. Feast to say, it's so skibbity, at least it is, according to the guy who wrote it. Enjoy.
Here in America, it's like Antarctica,
Our next piece of music will be performed by Mrs. Hanson's class is a classic Patriotic hymn from War One titled Over There. This song, written by George M. Cohen, was intended to strongly encourage men to join the ranks of the military and help fighting over there. It must have worked as the song regained popularity again after September 11th. Enjoy! Thank you, Mrs. Hanson's class. I have the distinct pleasure of introducing our spectacular keynote speaker for today's ceremony, Brigadier General Willard Delliker. Having served in the U.S. Navy and PA Air National Guard for 34 years, he served as a fighter pilot and an engineer. Recently, Mr. Delliker has been an integral part of the Northwestern Lehigh community, helping to design and organize the Northwestern Lehigh Veterans Memorial at the Online Park. He also has served on our school board for 31 years, including recently being our board president. We are forever grateful that you took time out of your busy schedule to join us today. Please join me in welcoming to the podium Brigadier General Willard Delliker.
Good morning. Good morning, all Northwestern Lehigh Tigers. And thank you, Mr. Keys, and Mr. Fees and Mrs. Keys for asking me to come here this morning and to honor all the veterans that we have on this today. In the United States, we honor veterans who have served in the armed forces 2 times a year. On May 30th, we observe Memorial Day to honor all those veterans who lost their lives during their service in the military, along with their Gold Star families. And this is a solemn and reflective remembrance for all those who have died on the defense of freedom. Then, on November 11th, we celebrate Veterans Day, remembering all of the veterans who served in the military. This is more of a celebration and a cheerful remembrance, thanking all the veterans who are still with us. So I'd like to take a few minutes to talk about what is a veteran and why we celebrate Veterans Day. First, let's look around us today. How many of you have veterans in your families? Representative. Those who served in the Navy, the Marines, and the Air Force. How many veterans do we have with us today? Please stand if you're a veteran. How many family members of veterans do we have us? Will you also please stand? Family members, veteran family members. Thank you for your service. You are the veterans that we celebrate today. Family members who were at home while their loved ones were deployed also deserve to be recognized for their service and sacrifice for veterans. They are the ones that kept the families together, doing all the things alone that a mother and a father normally share together. They worry about the safety of their loved ones and pray that they will return home unharmed so that they can restart their life's plans together. Separation and worry, doing 2 jobs, sometimes 3, to make up for a reduced income while they're gone. These are the sacrifices that many families endure, sometimes for years, when a service member is ordered to deploy on active duty. And this is what we should remember and thank our veterans and their families for when we celebrate Veterans Day. Veterans have been a part of America's history since the beginning of our nation. During the Revolutionary War, our first veterans were those early settlers who volunteered to fight with George Washington on the ruthless bully, the King of England, who was denying their freedoms and unfairly taxing their hard work. They fought to chase the king's soldiers away from their land and give back the freedom the people came to America for. Freedom to govern themselves under a constitution that put the government under control of the people instead of the king. Those early settlers who were called our founding fathers came together to create a new nation, a nation under God, with liberty and justice for all, as we said in the Pledge of Allegiance this morning. A nation governed by representatives elected from each state to create the laws that we live by, guided by a constitution. They believed our freedoms do not come from a king or a president or any government that will try to rule over them. They firmly believed our freedoms came from God, our Creator. General George Washington led those first settlers who served in America's militia to drive out the British Army and win our independence in the Revolutionary War. And those were our nation's first veterans. A few years later, during the War of 1812, Francis Scott Key wrote the Star-Spangled Banner. He called America the land of the free and the home of the brave, recognizing the sacrifices of those first American veterans. Less than 100 years after the Revolutionary War, as America grew and developed, the conscience of its citizens started to question and argue about the type of laws and the type of government we should have, and about the unfair treatment of African slaves that were brought to America to work on our farms and our plantations, which was not liberty and justice for all. Our northern and southern states fought against each other in a terrible, bloody civil war. A war that lasted for 4 years, that would ultimately free those slaves and keep all of the states of the nation united. But that civil war resulted in more deaths of our own citizens than in all of the other wars we fought combined. It was that civil war that moved the people in America to create Memorial Day in remembrance of all the soldiers who died keeping the United States united. And since the Civil War, our nation has been drawn into wars around the entire world to help our friends defend themselves and to keep enemy invaders away from our homeland. had veterans serve in World War I, World War II, Korea, Vietnam, and the war on terrorism in Iraq and Afghanistan, that we are still fighting. Even today, as we sit here safely in this school building, our servicemen and women are serving in dangerous places all over the world. They are defending the freedom of people in countries that they never heard of, protecting people that they never met. There are 2 million military service members on duty today, including the National Guard and the Reserve Forces, and they are all volunteers. Now, that's a big number, but our military service members represent only about 12% of our entire population in the United States. By comparison, that would be like having only 2 of the 395 students here in this Northwestern elementary building that would serve to keep the rest of us safe. And the number of veterans in America today who are still alive, who have served since World War II, is around 18 million. That's about 5% of our population, which means 20, maybe one class, this whole elementary school building would be veterans. In closing, let me say that we veterans are grateful to you. We are thankful for your thoughtful remembrance and appreciation for our military service. There was a time in America during the Vietnam War when veterans were not appreciated. They were sworn and mocked for their service. And some of those veterans are still hurting from the way that they were bullied by their fellow citizens. Hopefully, America will never again treat our veterans so badly. So on Veteran Day, we thank all of the men and the women who serve to defend the freedom of America and our friends around the world. So when you meet a veteran, thank them for their service and celebrate America's veterans for keeping this nation a land of the free and a home of the brave. Thank you again for recognizing America's veterans and their families. And I would like to make an announcement, commercial for Veterans Day program we have at Honolulu Park on Monday, all day from 11 in the morning to 7 at night. There will be several food trucks at Honolulu Park. At 1 o'clock we have a group of singers coming to give us a concert of patriotic songs. At 3 o'clock we have bagpipers coming from the Queenstown Pipe Band. And all through the day we have basket raffles and other things that we are going to do to help raise money for the memorial park. And also I believe the middle school students are coming for a scavenger hunt and using the memorial as a venue to look at all the quotations and all the names that are on there. Thank you again for having me today to represent all of the veterans that we have in our community. And God bless you.
Let's give one more round of applause for Brigadier General Bellinger.
Thank you again for speaking to our school today. Our next piece of music will be performed by the kindergarten, first, and second graders. They will be singing the song, "This Is My Country," originally composed in 1940 by Al Jacobs and Don Ray. This song may be most famous for concluding Disney World and Disneyland fireworks displays over the years. Now you know you are famous when even Disney wants to use your music to include a show. Take it away, Miss Bella.
My name is Captain Lucas Frisch. I am Logan and Liam's dad, and I am in the Pennsylvania National Guard, deployed with the 56th Stryker Brigade, training Ukrainian soldiers and officers. In fact, I'm a Tiger myself. When I was at Northwestern Elementary School, Mrs. Hanlon was my third grade teacher, and Mrs. Wright was my principal. Today, we honor those who have worn the uniform of this nation. Veterans Day is more than just a commemoration. It's a chance to reflect on the courage, dedication, and sacrifices that every veteran has made to protect our country and our freedom. As a Ranger and infantry officer, I've learned that service isn't just about individual accomplishments. It's about discipline, resilience, and the unshakable bond we share with our fellow servicemen and women. It's about embodying the Ranger and Soldier's creed and constantly striving to be the best versions of ourselves, leading the way when others may not. Veterans Day is about honoring those values in all who have served. But service also comes with unique challenges. Right now, I'm deployed training Ukrainian soldiers and officers in their fight to preserve their freedom. It has given me a new perspective on what it means to serve, especially when you're working with soldiers who are from a different culture, speak a different language, and fight in a different army. The challenge of training in foreign military is not just technical, it's personal. It's about building trust, and as soldiers, we share common ground in our commitment to duty, but the differences in language and culture can create barriers that make those bonds harder to form. We trust that the person next to us understands exactly what we mean, and more importantly, exactly what we need. But when you're trained in an army with a different language and background, every word and every gesture requires careful thought. It's not just the words that are different, it's the approach to war, to leadership, and to life. When working with Ukrainian soldiers, we're not just teaching them how to execute tactics or complete missions. We're showing them a different way of thinking, a way of leading that might be different from their own experience. The cultural gap requires patience, flexibility, and a deep respect for what they bring to the fight. Despite the differences, there's a shared understanding when it comes to defending what matters most. Each soldier, no matter their background, understands their price of freedom. And that's where we find our common ground. Working alongside these Ukrainian soldiers has been a reminder that no matter where we come from, the fight for freedom unites us. They fight for their homes, their families, and their futures, just as we fought for ours. The Ukrainians often tell me that since they were given their freedom at the end of the Cold War peacefully, that this is their war for independence. The Ukrainian soldiers that I work with come from different backgrounds. They are driven by the same things that drive us: loyalty to their nation, love for their families, and their will to fight for their futures. Veterans Day is not just about those who have served. It's about their spouses, families, and friends who are left behind when we are gone. I would like to take this time to thank my wife, Brittany, who has been with me in my Army career since the beginning. She has had to deal with 2 combat deployments and countless nights without me there. She has done an amazing job raising our boys and managing our household every day. I love you, Brittany, and miss you more than anything. I couldn't have asked for a better wife and best friend. Today, we honor veterans who have served and those who continue to serve on foreign soil, in foreign lands, and side by side with allies. We celebrate their bravery and carry forward the values they fought to defend. Thank you for your time. Rangers lead the way. Go Tigers.
What you don't know is that this special message was a complete surprise. No one had a clue that he would be sending us this video, and that is a moment his family will never forget. And now for a few thank you notes from 3rd graders to you, our veterans. First up is Thomas Gallo.
Dear Trad Butters, thank you for honoring America and sacrificing everything you know for us. We would not be here without you. You are so brave, kind, and helpful. Love, Mom.
Dear Pappy, thank you for serving our country in the Navy. You were an awesome builder for the Navy. I know you made a lot of good friends. You spent a lot of time away from your family, and it must have been hard for you. I appreciate that you volunteered to Dear Dad, thank you for serving and fighting for us. You risked your life for us. I appreciate it. I love you, Dad. Love, Maddie.
Dear Dad, thank you for serving in the Navy. You spent time away from your home to protect us. You spent time away from your friends and family. You gave up warm food to protect us, and I thank you for that. Happy Veterans Day. Love you, Grace.
Dear Uncle Joe and Uncle Sean, thank you for serving in the Navy and Army. I think you have the best job in the whole world. You are a hero and a big deal because you serve in our country. Thank you for helping America.
Dear veterans, thank you for serving our country in the military. I know that you sacrificed water, warm food, and showers. I appreciate that you fought for our freedom. I know that you spent time away from your families and friends, and I love that you volunteered to fight for us so we didn't have to. Happy Veterans Day. Sincerely, Ella Myers.
Dear veterans, thank you for sacrificing your life for us. You are brave to protect us. You are a hard worker. I am so happy that you fight for our country. Happy Veterans Day. Love, Vivian.
Dear Grandma and Grandpa, thank you for your effort, also your sacrifice. I appreciate your work. Thank you for fighting for our country. We appreciate everything you do. Happy Veterans Day. Thank you for your service. Thank you for being our hero. Love, Wyatt.
Dear veteran, you have great pride in what you do. You have done so much for us. You save the world every day. Thank you for being brave. You have great love in America because you're a hero. I hope I grow up to be like you. You step forward when we're in danger. You fight for us. Thank you for even being a veteran. Thanks for stepping up if someone was hurt. Love, Ben.
Thank you for sharing your letters, third graders. We have a lot to celebrate at our school. Whether it is the fact that we get to celebrate our local heroes at great ceremonies like this one, to share with this community, or the fact that we just absolutely love Veterans Day. Celebrations are part of our school's DNA. While we're celebrating, we also want to celebrate our great school that we go to, Northwestern Elementary. Without the teachers and students at NWE, there would be no program for you today. So, because of you, we give thanks. We will sing our celebration song and school song for you now.
Celebrate,
grand finale. How about another round of applause for our fourth graders and Mr. Keys? As we come to the end of our program, I want to once again thank our veterans for their service. Your commitment to our country is an inspiration to all of us, and we are honored to have you here with us today at Northwestern Elementary. We hope you felt the appreciation and respect from each and every student and staff member. As we leave here today, let's carry the spirit of gratitude with us. Remember that honoring our veterans means recognizing their sacrifices not just today, but every day. Let's work hard to show the values that they represent: courage, integrity, and selflessness in our own lives. Thank you all for your attention and participation. Let's give one last round of applause for our veterans and the service that they have given to us. We invite all veterans and their families to enjoy a reception here in the gym following the dismissal of students back to class. Students, if you have a veteran here, you may remain in the gym to enjoy the refreshments together. Have a great day and a wonderful weekend.